I know I am quite late to this video, but fuck it, I want to give my 2 cents to this topic. New World, the newest and biggest MMORPG that came out in the recent times, and a new world for us refugee players to experience and try out. I bought this game right before the launch and was very excited to play. My first day experience of it was quite great. I downloaded the game, pressed enter, created my character, and then popped inside the waiting line. Honestly, I was in a 2K line and after waiting literal hours realized that there was no way I will get in that day. I logged off and waited for the next day.
The next day.
I came back from work, turned the game on, and had to sit in a 1K queue. Of course, since it was quite a wait, I went to the shop to do some shopping, and when I was back, I saw something on my screen. I was booted out of the queue. And since it didn't say anything that I need to simply wait to be put back in the queue, I requeued and was in a 2K plus queue.
The next day.
I logged in early and had to wait only in a 1 hour queue. Hurrah! I got inside the game and got to experience it. Okay. Die. Ooh, that's cool. Oh shit. What? Captain. What the fuck, Captain?
You would have been better off dying at sea.
Fuck. Die, Captain. Finally, I can go wherever I want to. Collect rocks. Lint. Collect rocks. The game in the first levels was hella fun. I even like the idea of collecting stuff in the game and crafting. Heck, the combat is very fun. Melee attacks feel powerful and responsive. Though sometimes it sucks that when I attack the enemy attacks and it takes time to switch from attack animation to the blocking animation. It took me a while to get used to it, but the most fun I had was with a musket. The goddamn musket. Holy shit, the bow feels weak as fuck. It takes time for the arrow to arrive to its target, but the musket is instant, powerful, and goddamn bussin'.
Ah, yes, you.
Every time I had musket ammo, I always equipped the musket and fired with the joy of my life. After dealing with the corruption, I left the first outpost and went to one of the few towns in the game, Everfall. There I chose my faction, Syndicate represent, and started to experience the world of Ethereum. I picked up the town quests, faction quests, and started to do them over and over again. So much walking. So much walking. Of course, after getting bored with them, I did a main quest to understand more of the game, but in the back of my mind, when I did a faction quest and side quest, I had a feeling that this game is going to go downhill from here. Anyways, for the next few levels and hours, I did the main quest, which required me to walk hundreds of miles. I'm not fucking kidding. The quests, locations, and quest givers are so far between. Literally 70% of my footage is just me traveling from point A to point B, which is really a shame. The gameplay is awesome. It doesn't help that fast travel are far between and there is a big cost to fast traveling. Literally, I had moments where I had to plan out my resources when I am going to be able to fast travel. The game would benefit heavily from having mounts. I know it's meant to be like RuneScape where you primarily travel by foot, but for Christ's sake, in RuneScape you can travel by foot everywhere and not care because you do everything with a mouse. In New World, you're supposed to be more immersed in the game, and by doing so, traveling becomes a headache. Yes, you can collect shit on the way, but it only delays you from your main objectives. Also, it doesn't help that it isn't like Final Fantasy or in Swifter or WoW where you can mainly level by doing the main quest. The main quest is separated sometimes quite widely by levels. For example, when I got the main quest to get the Staff of Azov, I was level 20. And to do it, I had to be level 24. And the levels in this game take quite a while to get. As I mentioned earlier, you need to do faction and hub quests to level up. That means running around a circle of the area many times till you have done all the side quests and redo them again. If you're into walking simulators and love doing the same stuff over and over again, then you're gonna love this game. But the moment I dropped the game and put New World on the shelf was when I finished doing a quest and look at the map where I need to travel to next and realize I don't want to do that. I just logged off. The story isn't as interesting as Final Fantasy and the traveling feels awful. Of course, I could put on a podcast and audiobook in the background and play it that way, but that is not the reason I play games. I play games to immerse myself and to experience different worlds. New World doesn't take my full attention, and I have other games that definitely immerse me much more. For example, Final Fantasy. While playing it, I don't even have anything running in the background because the game itself gives me enough happy hormones in my brain, while New World later on only gave me few dopamine shots while leveling. Most of it was in the first levels of the game when I was still in the first outpost, but after coming to Everfall Town, it quickly became apparent that it will be a running from the hub back and forth countless times, which I don't really like. If there were more meaningful side quests, not just collect X animal skins, maybe then I would have stuck with the game, but the time the game required of me was just too much. Just too much spent walking and much time spent leveling by doing mindless killing and collecting quests. I will probably pick it up after a patch gets released, or maybe if they add a mount or something, because at this very moment the game feels dull. The gameplay is fun, but the story and the leveling process isn't. Maybe Amazon games will make it more interesting over time, like Square Enix did with Final Fantasy XIV, or maybe it will die and wither away into the dust of history. Who knows?